Been begging for more footbeats and for more officers in the Mission District. I've been begging this department to give the mission what it deserves in terms of police presence all year long. And I have been told time and time and time and time again, there are no officers that we can send to mission. It hurts, and I feel betrayed by the department. I feel betrayed by the mayor.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. We got to take a look at this video of a San Francisco supervisor by the name of Hillary Ronan begging and pleading for there to be more police in her district after voting to defund the police in her district. I know, makes no sense. But before I get into this video, I just got to show you the tweets, the exact tweets, all right? These are all from 2020. I'll start with the first one. I want to make it clear that I believe strongly in defunding the police and reducing the number of officers on our force. For decades, we've had an imbalance in our city's budget, blah, blah, blah. After fighting to create mental health San Francisco, which redirects funds to mental health care crisis teams instead of police, I believe without a shadow of a doubt that SFPD is not where we should be putting our money. Significant cuts to SFPD's budget that will meaningfully start off a multi-year process to defund and reimagine policing in San Francisco. 2, a reduction in the number of officers and command staff. 3, fully funding the departments that are actually doing the work of keeping our streets safe, including full funding for street crisis response through mental health SF. If I've learned anything from my years in City Hall, it is that our best wins come through collaboration. We need unprecedented unity between those who wish to defund the police if we are to get past this finish line together. So read it and weep. Oh, sorry. Read it and weep. You can see it right here. She was all for defunding the police back in 2020 in response to hearing, all these woke people crying about, police being racist and police being tyrannical and all these other things. But now, 2023, she's changing her tune. Let's get into this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe while you're watching. Now let's roll it.
We've been begging for more footbeats and for more officers in the Mission District. I've been begging this department to give the mission what it deserves in terms of police presence all year long. And I have been told time and time and time and time again, there are no officers that we can send to mission. It hurts, and I feel betrayed by the department. I feel betrayed by the mayor. I feel betrayed by the priorities of this city. It is not this Board of Supervisors' priorities. We want our residents safe. We don't want our residents getting shot, getting assaulted, getting killed, because in the Mission, Chief, it's not theft. In the Mission, people are getting shot and killed. In the Mission, people are getting beat up. In the Mission, people are dying.
Now look, guys, what she's talking about is real stuff. It's no joke, and it's not funny that people are getting beat up and shot and their car windows being broken into, they're getting jacked all over the place. That's not funny, but it is ironic that the same woman who was saying that the police need to be defunded, the police aren't the way, we need mental health crisis teams instead of police, the same woman saying things to that tune is now begging for there to be a beefed up and more robust police presence. Where the mental health crisis team at? When somebody's getting their head stomped in. Where's the mental health crisis team there? And this just goes to show you that these woke policies that they try to push through in places like San Francisco and, Los Angeles, they don't work. California at one point in history was the place to be. I've seen pictures and videos of California back in the 1950s when it was really, an awesome place. Policymakers and people like this woman need to understand that everything is not solved through compassion. Sometimes there needs to be an iron boot laid down that will lay down the law, because criminals and people who don't intend to follow the rules at all will not respond to compassion. They're looking to take advantage of that compassion so they could continue to rob, steal, and kill and do whatever it is that they want to do. And ultimately, you will have lawlessness. And when I look at videos of San Francisco and certain places in California, that's what I see. I got some videos I'm going to play shortly, but when you demonize a police force, that kills the morale of police officers existing in the force, makes them want to leave, and it kills the morale of police officers who may want to be a police officer and join the force. It makes them rethink their decision because they have no support from their politicians. They have no support from their local government. And then they have a population of civilians who also talking down on them. And these are the people that they're supposed to protect. So it's a no-brainer that, you know, you see a big decrease in numbers in the San Francisco PD. It's gotten so bad with the shortages that they are now hiring undocumented and completely unqualified officers. Let's roll the clip.
The city is hiring undocumented and unqualified officers to make up for its staffing shortage. 45 of officers with the San Francisco Police Department were flagged for missing information. This includes fingerprints, proof of citizenship, graduation records, and incomplete psych exams and background checks. Former San Francisco police officer Joel Aylworth joins us now. Joel, I have a question before we dig into any of this, but how is this legal?
Exactly. How is it legal? I was just talking with someone else before, just yesterday, and I was never allowed these things. I mean, the background process is very intense. It's about a 6 month to a year process. I mean, how does someone just, I don't know how the psych eval got lost. Like, that's impossible because that person has to tell your background investigator before you can go on. So how any of this is even possible, I have no idea. So
you worked at the academy with the new recruits, the would-be police officers. So did you see a decline in the type of officer that wanted to be with the police department? Tell us what you saw.
Yeah, we would see it all the time. In the training staff, we were being told, too, we had to lower the standards. And so if you look across the board, I mean, anybody from the range staff, you know, where you have to fire your weapon, or even driving, EVOC, they were told to change their times. We were changing the standards in push-ups, like, you know, we're not getting a lot of women. Let's change the push-up standards so that more women can get involved. Not that not having more women is not a good thing, but the point being the standards were consistently being lowered. And at the academy, when I first got hired in 2013, we were running academies, 5 academies a year with 50 plus applicants. Now they are lucky to run 3 a year with filling that academy with 20 applicants, and the applicants they're getting are absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they're lowering the standards for physical fitness, the mental fitness, that's not good for police officers. How long had you started to see this decline for?
At least over the last 5 years, I would say. And you have to remember, I mean, this is the same department that fired myself and many others for being unvaxxed. They lost about 40 to 80 officers who were over 5+ years. Right now, the department has probably 90% of them are 2 to 3 years on. So it's a very junior force. And they lost a good amount of us that were veteran cops, that were FTOs, that were training others in the department, and they lost that for some ridiculous mandates. And now you see people like Ronan backtracking and saying, it's funny because these politicians, they all wear masks, and so they forget what mask they were wearing 2 to 3 years ago, and now they're changing their tune.
Unbelievable. This is what happens in a city when you choose doing what's woke over doing what's right. Firing police officers over a vaccine mandate. And the crazy thing is, you know, it's not like I want it to happen. God forbid something happens where one of these unqualified, undocumented police officers does something ridiculous to a civilian, does something that they shouldn't be doing because, you know, they're not trained. They don't know what they're doing. The complaint will be, oh, well, they weren't qualified. Police officers need better training and need this. And, you know, it'll be more uproar and more complaints. Well, what did you think was going to happen when you fired people with experience and you just went and started hiring Joe Schmo? Just hiring anybody. Because you need to fill the numbers of the experienced officers that you got rid of. Sometimes quality is better than quantity. But when it comes to policing, you also need to have quantity as well. A strong police force who actually go out and enforce the law, not abuse their power, but enforce the law the right way, is a deterrent to criminal behavior. I don't think it takes an expert or someone with a huge brain to figure that out. If you have a police force that's undertrained, understaffed, they can't go and respond to issues when they happen, and criminals just increasingly getting more and more emboldened and more likely to commit crimes, you're going to have hell in those streets. And that's what we're seeing. I'm going to end the video with this clip of some crazy things that you might see in the day in San Francisco. Let's go ahead and roll the clip.
Unlock my door right now. Get the out. The it's never good. The the fuck? Oh, hell no. Hell no. What the f?
Okay guys, welcome to Oakland, California. First one. Second one.
We were told it would be best not to rent a car because of there was a lot of break-ins. Like if they see a purse, something small, anything, they will break the window and grab it and go.
Well, that tourist took the advice. Others are not so lucky, as we've seen over and over again.
Witnesses caught this smash and grab involving a black Mercedes near Pier 39 in late October. The victim, who was visiting from Miami, told me he and his friend lost $8,000 worth of photography and hiking gear.
Armed robbers targeted 2 photographers at San Francisco's Palace of Fine Arts. One victim from Dallas was shooting engagement photos on Wednesday. You can see he was attacked and pistol whipped. He wrestled his gear away from the suspect and told me he will never shoot at the popular tourist destination again. I also spoke to another photographer from the Bay Area who witnessed another photographer be robbed at gunpoint the same day at the Palace of Fine Arts. Here you see a suspect run away with a gear bag. Both incidents were reported to SFPD.
Twin Peaks is one of San Francisco's highest points and is often filled with people taking advantage of its scenic view of downtown. However, at the site on Friday, a film crew was robbed at gunpoint. The San Francisco police told NTD that 4 men armed with a handgun reportedly approached the film crew, stole their property, and fled in a vehicle.
All right, guys, I don't even think I need to play the whole video. This should be all you need to see. People doing stuff like this, they do it because they know that they can get away with it 100%. They know that lawlessness has found its way to San Francisco. You could do stuff like this and just get away with it, no problem. They aren't scared of any deterrent. They aren't worried about any type of repercussion. You know, criminals used to have to be smart. They had to plan things out because they know that if they go around and just start busting windows, you know, the cops would be on your tail quick. But this is just a complete and utter disregard for the law. People doing this stuff just don't care. They know that they could do it and get away with it. I don't think the mental health crisis team is going to help, you know, prevent anything going on. The people who are getting their cars robbed and getting pistol whipped, they gonna need the mental health crisis team. But the mental health crisis team is not gonna help prevent any of these crimes. You need something to deter these type of things from happening. And our answer to that here, historically, has been the police thing, and just go about their day, you know, not robbing people and stealing things and pistol whipping people. But then you go ahead and you make it easier for everyone who wants to break the law and do things illegally. Insane. That's it for the video, though, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe on your way out the door. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments down below. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.